Ahoy, ladies and gents, how you doing? Welcome to the BBC Spews. It is the 23rd of August. Huzzah. Oh my God. There's some mad shit gone on in the last 24 hours, hasn't there? I don't need to tell you that most of it was entirely preventable, but you know that anyway, don't you? Who's in? Jeff Weddon's in, Patriot Mike, Mark McCoy, Scouts Obi, Alan Lloyd, Samuel Saxon, Blue Van Man's in because he played badminton. Slim, Mark Thompson, Brad Pace, Davey Boy Codhead, Jeff Weddon, Kirky Ballyballs to all, Richie Errington, Michael G, Trevor Rapley, Vivian Needle, and Nick Yak. Hello. Yeah, well, I thought I'd treat you, Winston, because, I had a few days off, didn't I? Got a bit of a cough again. Must be because my immune system took a pasting when I was locked in the house for fucking 2 years, Although you would think going on the piss regularly would ameliorate that issue. Who knows? Also, my hearing's gone a bit, which is weird. That doesn't normally happen when you get a cold, does it? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I got the COVID. Who cares? It transpires that it's probably about as bad as a cold, isn't it? So why did we lock everybody in? Although, no, I can't talk about it too much because I'll get in trouble. So let's just not, shall we? I'll tell you what we can start with. Let's start with this because... Libs of TikTok, fuck me. Every day, it's a train wreck, that website. I mean, the mad thing is as well, this is the really strange thing about the freaks that are running the world now. Libs of TikTok doesn't do anything. They don't create content. They don't, it doesn't sit, it's a woman, I believe. It doesn't sit editing anything. Doesn't do fuck all. Literally just trolls TikTok looking for people that are liberals and then retweets basically the videos that they've made of their own free will, of their own volition, and just puts them out there for the world to see. And because of that, the commies are trying to silence Libs of TikTok when all Libs of TikTok is doing is shining a spotlight on the people that are making videos of their own free will. I mean, even that is absolute lunacy on the face of it. Like, think about that. They're running the world despite never winning an election because nobody votes for woke. And when people act in the way that they like and shine a light on it, they say, whoa, we've got to hide that. Because all they do is lie. All they do is lie. And when these people, true believers, make these stupid videos, again, of their own free will, just sit talking to the smartphones, all Libs of TikTok does is retweet it. They don't do anything to it. They don't alter it. Nothing. They don't alter it. They don't edit it. They literally just go, look at this. And because of that, they're fucking trying to silence them. This is a beauty, this one. Look at this one. See if I can get on a decent size. Yeah, look at this fucking lunatic.
Buckle up, everybody. It's time.
Buckle up. Yeah. For once, I agree with you. Fucking buckle up. You need to. I need some pills to deal with watching these fucking maniacs. Listen to this. It's time to talk about my pronouns. Again, not edited, just retweeting this individual. This grotesque fucking, this gopping creature. Look at this.
Buckle up, everybody. It's time to talk about my pronouns. I use the pronoun set me, nem, near. Me, nem, near. And it's a gender-neutral pronoun set. It's a neopronoun. The word neopronoun makes it sound like it's not been around for very long. My specific pronouns have been around for over 100 years. Neopronouns are not that new of a thing. We just came up with new words that fit us better. It's fine. An example of how to use them would be the sentence, me went to the market with near friends who love them. Me went to the market with near friends who love them. So that...
You know what I noticed about that as well? So again, it's pure, unadulterated cancer, right? It's just gobbledygook. It's like Douglas Murray greatly said, the great way of putting it is the look at me people. It's the only reason they're doing it. They're mentally defective in some way and they want attention. So they come up with this great way of doing it, which is to make shite up and then explain the shite to people who aren't interested. But maybe it does work because we're sat here looking at this fucking honking bit of kit with a key through its ear. Have you noticed she's got a key through her lug? What the fuck's that all about? Look. Got a fucking locker key through its ear. Hey, love, if that's the key to your chastity belt, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because nobody wants to put the cock in that or rub fannies with it. So you don't need a key for your chastity belt, love. You can pull out your lug and throw it down the fucking sink because you don't need it. But this is just delusion. It's madness. It's nothing. It's a nothing burger, to use the American terms. These brainwashed kids just get indoctrinated into this insane ideology that tells them that reality isn't a thing. It's why they're all the same. It goes much deeper than just, this is a fucking idiot. The reason they want them all parroting this shite is because they want to push that idea that, you know, the world's a blank canvas. Reality is what you make of it. You know what I mean? That's it. Reality is what you make of it. Because if they can convince you to disbelieve everything you've ever been taught, then they think you're a blank canvas, and they can push their ideology into the hole that they've made in your fucking head. And then that's why this is relevant. Like, it's total bollocks, but there's deeper meaning behind this. And it is lunacy to me that these fucking maniacs think that we want to hear it. Like, nobody cares what your fucking pronouns are, love. Care that you've got a coach ball through your fucking tongue. Why have they always got a nose ring as well? Why all of them? They all look the same. They've all got dyed hair, metal shit in the face, gigs, fucking Harry Potter jam jars, and a daft hat. And they just talk bollocks all the time. The other thing is, this is what people keep saying about why, you know, you need to have normal, easy to follow language so you can navigate the world properly. She even fucks it up herself. Because if you watch this, she says, I mean, as if this is easy to remember, Nee went to the market with no friends who love Nem. But when she repeats it, she fucks it up herself. Listen, it's just the first thing I thought of when I heard it. Here.
Went to the market with near friends who love Nem. Nee went to the market with near friends who love them.
Them. So on the second run through, she said them. Nee went to the market with near friends who love them. I mean, them. I mean, whatever. If you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, how would you expect perfect strangers to get it? It's fucking ridiculous. And you can't navigate this stuff easily. And they get offended when you don't get it right. I've seen a story last week about some twat sending an email to the diversity professor or whatever it was at some dog shit college in America saying, oh, when are people going to stop misgendering me? It was like, listen, you present as female. You look like a woman. You can't have a pop at strangers for calling you, excuse me, miss. They're being polite. They don't say, oh, slut bucket, here. If someone says, excuse me, miss, and you present as female, you're reaching to take offense to that. You're purposely doing your best to get offended. There's no need for it. There is absolutely no need for it. And this is what really sickens me about it. It's just fucking up the whole world. And the reason they've got as far as they have is because normal people, the normies, turn their backs to it. They just don't care. They think, oh, this is a non-issue. It's a non-issue. It isn't a non-issue. It isn't a non-issue. It's linked to the fucking collapse of everything that once made the world good. Meritocracy, normalcy. That's what makes a society worth living in. Making it so people feel like they're part of a community. So people feel as if they know their neighbours and they can rub along with each other. When everyone starts acting like a fucking freak and just making up their own bastard pronouns on a whim and then acting offended and hurt and outraged when somebody can't guess them because we can't read people's minds, you're fucked. You can't have a cohesive society. That's why it's important. And they've all got different ones. It's because they just make them up. It's them or like a collection of discordant fucking sounds. And if you don't know all of them, you're the bad person. And this freak's outraged and you should feel bad. It's just to get you wound up and to make everybody pissed off. So fuck them, right? But it's worth showing them just for a quick chuckle because they're completely off the tits, is all I have to say about that. Here's a white female teacher crying about white supremacy, obviously. Let's have a quick listen to her.
There's no way I can fit all of this in 60 seconds, so I'm going to tell you this. If you go to Google and literally Google, how do white women uphold systems of white supremacy in education, you will get link after link after link.
As if that's a good source, eh? Or if you go on Google and type in how do white women uphold white supremacy, yeah. If you go on that search engine, which is ran by far left activists in 150-mile square grid space in Northern California, that is more far left than anywhere else on planet Earth, they'll tell you why white women uphold white supremacy. Cheers, then. I mean, that's not an argument, is it? That's like, oh, I'm the best swimmer in the world. Who told you that? Me, ma'am. Not really an argument, is it? Silicon Valley is not just the most left-wing place in America. It's the most left-wing place on planet Earth. There's a little 50-square-mile area of one state, California, of one country, the United States, which is the birth of far-left extremism, and it's Silicon Valley. So her saying, oh, if you just go in on Google and type in how do white women uphold white supremacy, you find loads of links, yeah, and they're all fucking bollocks. They're all bollocks. It's as much use as tits on a fish. That's not an argument. It's not an argument. Like I said, it's like asking me mum who's the most handsomest boy in the world. Little bit biased, Silicon Valley. What's this one? This teacher teaches his students how a nation was built on racism. I can watch these all day because I find them genuinely fascinating. These fucking mutants. Look at the state of them. Look at the state of this fucking soy boy. Don't even know what this Gollum-looking motherfucker's trying to say. Yeah, so there you go. Ridiculous crack. Good that, innit? Libs of TikTok. Go check it out. I follow them on Twitter. Some of the mutants you see on Libs of TikTok make it all worthwhile. It's absolutely beauty. Anyway, but I said I was going to discuss the UK news, didn't I? Because there's been a few big issues in the last few days. Obviously, the big one. But you know what's really fucking mad about this? I didn't talk too much about the 87-year-old bloke getting stabbed to death in his mobility scooter because I get so angry about it and give me a fucking stroke. All I'll say is, you know that we're living in clown world and everything's gone insane when a career criminal getting shot, getting strangled to death. Well, asphyxiated, right? Didn't get strangled. It might have been an overdose. Just putting that out there. A career criminal getting killed by an unprofessional copper in the United States caused more of an uproar in the UK, much more of an uproar than an 87-year-old man getting fucking stabbed to death on a mobility scooter and the shooting of a 9-year-old girl. You can promote your channel on here, Blue Van Man. He's got a video about crime out tomorrow. I'm sure that'll make a lot more fucking sense than anything you'll see on the BBC. So go and watch it. But think about this. This is a really simplistic way to demonstrate that the world's gone mad. Everything we used to trust or thought made sense has gone out the window. And a cabal of woke globalists run the world. Because this little girl getting shot to death is a footnote. An 87-year-old man getting knifed to death in a fucking mobility scooter is a footnote. But and he was a young man. George fuckhead Floyd was what, 37 or something? A young criminal scumbag getting killed by an unprofessional copper was headline news for a year. But little girls getting shot to death and pensioners in mobility scooters getting knifed to death is barely worth a footnote. So ask yourself, what's wrong with our priorities? Douglas Murray's talked about how our priorities are all wrong. And we're going to be talking about, pronouns when the mullahs nuke us. There's no better way of showing that this globalist cabal is running the world than shit like that. Because when, as a society, we get less offended by 9-year-old girls getting murdered, it really is contemptible. When we get barely a mention of a 9-year-old girl getting shot to death, or a pensioner in a mobility scooter getting knifed to death, I mean, those two things, the two groups that any society venerates are the very, very old and the very, very young, because the defenseless. That's why. It's why it's always been frowned upon for a man to hit a woman. Or unless you're the Angry Bootneck and you're trying to enjoy your cheesy chips in a fucking place in Taunton, and some fat chap starts throwing punches at you at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're forced to ditch your chips in a fat fucking face and give her a fucking winder. Except for then, you're not supposed to hit women. And the reason is because men are much stronger than women. It's basic common sense. In the old days, when, we knew up was down, when we knew that up was up and down was down, now we're living in this contemptible fucking crazy world that we're living in. But there's no better way of illustrating it than that. Because you're supposed to look after the weak. Defend the weak against the evil strong. The iron code of Drust the Legend. Look after them. Look after them. And we did barely, no vigils, no outrage, no protests, no riots. 9-year-old girl getting shot to death in fucking Liverpool in your own backyard. And an 87-year-old man getting knifed to death in a mobility scooter. Crickets. But a fucking dirty, horrible, thieving, lowlife, gun in a pregnant woman's stomach, like George fuckwit Floyd. I have contempt for George fucking Floyd. Did he deserve to die over a minor crime? No, he didn't. But it might have been the drugs. And worst case scenario for them. Let's say it wasn't the drugs and it was the copper. One copper getting a bit too physical with a criminal is understandable. It's not forgivable, and the copper should get punished for it. But, well, probably manslaughter, really. Probably about 4 years if the world made sense. But the idea that this type of stuff almost passes us by, and fucking George gets a 12-month protest and statues put up, should tell you all you need to know about our society. Our priorities are completely backwards. Look at that kid. It's nearly as bad as Emily Jones. 9-year-old girl fatally shot when a man being chased by a gunman forced his way into her house. Shot in the chest as her mother struggled with the man at the door. Unbelievable. Emily Jones was still worse because A, they used a knife to kill Emily Jones. It's actually quite hard to kill someone with a knife. You have to fucking go for it. And B, the person that killed Emily Jones was a foreigner. As far as I'm aware, this person might have just been another woke scouse fucking dickhead. But you should be outraged about this. It proves that our society is irrevocably broken. It's broken. What's it got to... Why the fuck are people, scousers, not fucking marching in the streets? Oh, Sadwings, I need to be here. I do. I actually, true story, we've got a blood pressure machine in the house now because last time I got a medical, the doctor said, oh, yours is a bit high. You should buy one. So I bought this Gucci blood pressure machine. The Americans are all fat knackers, so you can get them for cheap. It was like $30 from the grocery store. And you put it on, and it tells you what it is. A man's typically all right. It's like 120 over 80. And after I finished kicking off yesterday, I took it for a laugh. And it was like 151 over 93 or something. I was like, fuck, this really might kill me. so it's not just a myth that getting pissed off makes your blood pressure go sky high. So I need one. Cheers. Seriously, though, this stuff should raise everybody's blood pressure. It's lunacy. I don't know what else to say about it, and I don't want to start repeating myself. So, I've read you the story. It's basically a 35-year-old man ran into their house, was struggling with a mother, and just started shooting. So, also, the fact that the gunman was described as 5'7" of slim build, carrying a handgun and wearing a black plaid jacket, a black balaclava, and black gloves. They never, ever tell you what the colour was. So that tells me the gunman was an ethnic minority. We'll see. We'll see. When that fucker stabbed that old man, all of the, you've almost seen it. Loads of people made YouTube videos about it. All of them said the same thing. Why do you never tell us what the attacker looks like? You just tell us what clothes they're wearing. Oh, he's wearing golf gloves. Well, is he going to fucking keep his golf gloves on? Are the golf gloves stapled to his fucking eyeball? Well, you're telling us what his clothes are like. Honestly, they never tell you what colour they are. Unless they're white. So I suppose, well, there's my guess. I'm going to guess, even though Liverpool is massively majority white, I'm going to guess that the gunman was an ethnic minority. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see. But this isn't a description of the gunman. I can tell you this because I've done training with the police when I was in Northern Ireland. This isn't a description. That's not a description of a gunman. That's a description of some clothes. Let me just see if I can find this. But basically, anyway, going on a tangent, that's not a description. You do outrage in the military. I haven't done it for so long, I'm probably going to get it wrong, but it's like age, build, gait is one of them. FGH. Yeah, gait, so it's how you walk, height. They tell you a mnemonic to easily describe people. That's not a description of a gunman. It's not. It's a description of a clothes rack. It's 5'7", slim build. Carrying a handgun, yeah, well, I guessed that one. I fucking guessed that one. What do you think you shot him with? A fucking stapler? Carrying a handgun and wearing a black padded jacket, a black balaclava and black gloves. That's not a description. It just isn't. So what a load of bollocks. Age, build, colour, there it is. Distinguishing marks, elevation, face, gait, height. Hair, height. That's what you do. That's A to H. Age, build, colour, distinguishing marks, elevation, face, gait, height, hair. That's a description. It isn't this. 5'7", skinny, nice shoes. Oh, he's got some nice shoes. And he had some golf gloves on. Oh, he had a lovely watch. Oh, and some nice skin-tight denims. I think they were probably from River Island. Or I'm sure his jacket was from Top Man. What the fuck are you telling me about his clothes for? You don't think he's going to change his clothes, you thick twats? What a load of bollocks. Yeah, don't talk to Mr. Piffle in the chat, Blue Van Man. You knew he was going to defend the murder of children. Once you're an ideologue, you don't stand for anything. You just stand for the opposite of what your opponent says. So if we say fucking kids is a bad idea, they think it's brilliant. No, we should keep importing the blokes that rod your kids above kebab shops. Of course we should. Of course we fucking should. So just ignore the cunt. Shocking and appalling attack, which will reverberate around our communities. Will it? Will it? Well, it took me a bit of time to find it on the website today. It took me a bit of time to find about it. The shocking and appalling attack seems to be reverberating around absolutely fuck all. Seems to be reverberating around fuck all. Yeah. Easy. You know what we should be talking about? Career criminals getting killed by coppers in foreign countries 4,500 miles away. That's what we should be talking about. Not just the gunman, who we didn't give you a description of. We need to find who supplied the weapon. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? She wasn't black. She wasn't American. She wasn't a career criminal. So who fucking cares? Who cares? Who cares? Look at her. She hasn't even got a tan. She hasn't even got a tan. So who cares? Who cares? Okay, let's find some real news. Find me a fucking black man who's robbed about 12 banks and fingered about 40 kids. And find me a picture of him getting roughed up by the coppers so I can actually get angry. Do that. Come on. Roll out. Get Bill Cosby on the blower. If Bill Cosby's had a bad meal in prison, we need to know about it so we can organise protests and riots. We need to burn down a few $1 billion worth of fucking shops because Bill Cosby didn't enjoy his last dinner in jail. That's something we should be getting offended about. So, yeah, winner. So there's that. Shocking, that. Shocking. Absolutely Fucking shocking. I don't want to talk about it anymore because it'll make me raged. What else have we got from the UK news? Let's have a look. Abortion. Still going to shut up about abortions. Florida, they're having elections. Space telescopes reveal incredible Jupiter views. Whippy fucking do. Well, that's what they do as well, don't they? They don't want to mention the kids getting killed in liberal festering shit pits, so they'll talk about fucking Jupiter instead. US school gunman's brain's broken, so obviously we have to be nice to him as well. The dark side of being called pretty. Yep, you can't be nice nowadays. Everybody knows that. 2 convicted in Michigan governor's kidnap plot case. That was blatant entrapment, wasn't it? Finland PM, I'm sick of reading about her. Thieving bastards in Canada. Oh, that was an interesting story. That YouTube joins Facebook in banning. Basically, right. This guy, I've seen him pop on my fucking Facebook a few times. I'm not actually interested in fucking talking about him because I'm not a men's rights activist. I understand why they exist. And I think in this day and age, they need to exist. Because young men nowadays have got no role models. They've got no idea. They need to be told by normal people to stand up for themselves and get a fucking life. And that's basically what this guy does. Is he a little bit of a... I don't like the term misogynist because I don't think in this day and age anybody is what they get called. 99.9% of people that get called racist don't have an irrational hatred for anybody that happens to be black, because we're not living in the fucking Middle Ages. We're not superstitious anymore. We care about people's opinions. And it's the same with misogyny. Most people like women and are nice to women. And then occasionally you get a woman who's a fucking idiot. And as soon as you go, she's a fucking idiot, they go, oh, yeah, therefore you hate all women. So I'm loath to use the term misogyny. But basically, he just points out the fact that some women are bitches and you should stand up for yourself. So obviously, you have to get banned off fucking social media because that's what they do. They wait until you're popular and then they ban you. Which is why the Bootneck's happy coasting along with 5 figures, because as soon as you get popular, they fucking boot you out, don't they? So there you go. This guy, yeah, not that interested. It's just funny how they all close rank. YouTube is shocking. And I seen one of these Florida twats today calling Marco Rubio saying, "Oh yeah, we're standing for freedom of speech." To hear someone that's fucking far left and woke talking about freedom of speech is beyond the pale. It's like Abdul, the kebab shop owner, who's just got out of jail for 11 years after 11 years for branding and raping kids, telling you he's a woman's rights activist. It's beyond the pale. These people do nothing but lie. And while they're banning and silencing people, will say, "Oh, we stand for free speech." You don't, YouTube, you don't. We know you don't. And Facebook doesn't. And Google doesn't. And Instagram doesn't. And anyone who's associated with that 50 square miles of shit in Northern California doesn't stand for freedom and democracy and happiness. They stand for authoritarianism, tyranny, banning, silencing, and shitting on people that disagree with them. So, fuck you. And I don't particularly care about this guy, but he's entitled to his opinion. If you can have literally thousands and thousands and thousands of full-blown misandrist, woke bitches talking about men, saying, fucking, oh yeah, men are all cunts, men are all evil, patriarchy. Have they not got space for one bloke doing the same about women? Maybe he is pretty anti-woman, but so what? You've got thousands upon thousands of people who are anti-men on YouTube. Is the world not big enough for all of us? Obviously not. Obviously not. So yeah, that's shit as well, innit? What about UK news? See, have you noticed though? It's like seriously, this is the homepage. Most read. None of it's about the 9-year-old girl getting shot or the fucking little old man getting knifed to death, is it? It's shit. It's pure shit because they don't want to talk about it. They think the whole world can go to shit with this woke train wreck. And all they have to do is just not talk about it. So little girls getting shot to death and pensioners getting knifed to death. And what do they want to talk about? Fucking Ukraine endlessly. Ukraine endlessly. And Trump. Trump. Oh my God, look at Trump. I don't care. What about latest stories? Let's see if we've got anything actual newsworthy on there. No, it's just the same shit. It does my head in. Tell me about the grotesque murders. Tell me about the grotesque murders that you're trying to cover up. Just do that. No, don't want to do it. Where's UK news? Here we are, UK. Okay, there we go. It's top there. Gun chase spills in the house. Yeah, so it's fucking shocking. Missing Awami Davies found alive and well. Tortured Scots family astonished by tip-off claim. What's this? Oh, he sounds Scottish. I thought it was going to be called Hamish McTatty there. Hamish McTatty, tortured Scots family astonished. The brother of a Sikh man detained in India for 5 years says it is distressing and astonishing that the UK government have played a part in his incarceration. Jagtar Singh Johal from Dumbarton was charged with conspiracy to commit murder. His family claim he was abducted and tortured by Punjabi police. The UK intelligence service has been accused of tipping off Indian authorities. Well, okay. So only in fucking BBC land can you get man accused of murder. Basically, that's what's happened, right? If a Sikh man was charged with conspiracy to commit murder, so it should be man accused of murder arrested in India. No, tortured Scot Angus McTatty has been stitched up by the UK government. No, that's not what happened. You lying rat bastard. Looks to me like this fellow was charged with conspiracy to commit murder, which doesn't typically happen to nice, law-abiding, quiet, reasonable people. And if MI5 and MI6 tipped them off, it's probably because they have good reason to believe he's fucking guilty of conspiracy to commit murder. I mean, considering MI5 and MI6 are woke and he's brown, so therefore they basically don't want to get involved at all. It's almost like it's 99% likely that he was actually guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, or they wouldn't have fucking tipped him off, would they? So, also being charged of being a member of a terrorist gang and could be facing the death penalty. Oh, he sounds like a marvellous chap. So, we don't care. Here we go. Scottish as fuck. UK government says it will not comment on ongoing legal cases. Failed by the UK government. The UK government should be protecting their citizens. Well, not the murdery ones. Not the terroristy ones. I don't think we should be looking out for them. They need to be bringing my brother back. Oh, no, they don't. Don't need to do that at all. Enough is enough. You fucking pay for his plane ticket then. How about that? What a load of shit. That headline, if you just read that whole story, read it yourself, I can't be arsed doing it. Read that whole story and compare it to that headline. And if you think that's a nice, succinct compilation of events, you're a fucking maniac. Tortured Scot. How come as well, when he claims he's being tortured, that's definitely a fact. Tortured Scot. But when the Indian government claims he's been implicit in murder and a member of a terrorist gang, that doesn't get mentioned at all. Tortured Scot. That's just an accusation. You claim he's being tortured, but the Indian government don't say that. They say he's a murderer and a terrorist. So make your mind up. Tortured Scot, I refute that. Allegedly tortured Scot. Allegedly tortured bloke from India. Family astonished. Yeah, I bet they are. I bet they are. What a load of bollocks. What else have we got? Civil service bullying and racism. Fuck me. If our woke civil service is still racist, I don't know what we can do with it. It just needs to be fucking bulldozed, doesn't it? What are we doing? How can our cabinet office staff be accused of bullying and racism when they're the most woke people in the country? The cabinet office in the UK is more woke than 99% of the fucking population. Allegations of bullying and racism. Oh my God, the worst thing ever. Why is racism worse than bullying? 1 in 10 staff members had experienced bullying or harassment. Oh, here we are, seen by the BBC. 1 in 10. Well, that's probably better than most workplaces, isn't it? Sure, 1 in 10 people are pussies who cry about everything. right? About 1 in 10 people are whiny pussies who'll fucking whinge about anything. So that's about right, isn't it? If it's 1 in 10, might as well be none, because 1 in 10 people are wankers who cry constantly. So who cares? Civil servants are going on strike while working from home. Brilliant. Brilliant. That's the only strike where they'll get more work done while they're on fucking strike. They might actually go for a walk and, you know, mow the lawn. They'll be doing more work than when they're at work. So, so it's all shite. It's all shite. Anyway, I'm going to fucking call it early, ladies and gents, because I'm coughing my guts up. Rotten Politics is in. All right, mate. Glad to see you back. Yeah, I'm not going to hang around today because I'm balking. I've obviously got a bit of a touch of cold or something. Yeah, racism is bullying. It's so weird. Why is racism worse than everything? It's like we've got a tree now of like the worst crimes imaginable. Beneath racism on that pyramid, you've got gang rape, torture, and murder. Because when we were getting gang rape, torture, and murder of children, the Home Office and the Civil Service and the police turned a blind eye to it. So it's a really strange situation we're in where racism, which is essentially name calling. If you say something racist to someone, you're basically calling them names, aren't you? Call me a bluff old traditionalist, but I just think it's really strange that calling people names is worse than torturing, mutilating, fucking and murdering little girls above kebab shops. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm an old-fashioned chap. Maybe I've got a bit bonkers in my old age, yeah. All right, ladies and gents, I'm going to call it there. I'll probably do a stream on Thursday. Hopefully I've my cough cleared up a bit then and I can hear properly. All right. And yes, hopefully they catch the cunt soon, Matt. I assume we're talking about the shooter. I'd love to be proved right. We'll see. We'll see. Let's wait and see if my theory about them merely discussing the clothing turns out to be accurate when the arrest comes. Shall we? All right. Thanks for watching, ladies and gents. I'll see you very soon. Cheers.